All right, so we are filming with the camera again in the tablet holder because for some reason my tablet keeps turning off. So unfortunately I already started this and the other video didn't really work. So what I did was I took this leaf die from the Delicate Pines stamp and die set. I have both the stamps and the dies, and I used that die and I cut 4 of those. And then I used a couple circle dies that I had, and I cut a donut out of the circle dies. I brushed it all with my brush and some green ink, and then I glued the wreath onto the little donut or the leaves onto the little donut to make a wreath. So then this is the Elegant Pine Snowflake Designer Series paper. I cut that at 3 3/4 by 5. And the green outer layer is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And I put those together. Then I'm just going to glue the wreath onto the front. And of course, once I have the glue on there, it's sticky. I mean, I get glue all over my hands all the time anyway, but you just pick it up with your tweezers and plop it right down on there, okay? There we go. Pretty wreath on the pretty Designer Series paper. Now, while we let that dry for a minute, we're going to make our bow. So here's the ribbon. I have found the easiest way to make a bow is with bunny ears. And you can do this even with one-sided ribbon, as long as you remember that as you're tying it together, you may need to twist one side. So you make bunny ears like this, and you can go fairly close to the end of your ribbon, okay? And then you just cross one over the other and bring it through the little hole and tie it in, and then pull it. You're not going to pull it tight at first. You're going to pull it kind of loose. So now the trick here is to get the ends of your bows about the same size before you start pulling. So you pull on the end, the tails, to get the bow down smaller, and then you pull on the bows to tighten. And I end up doing this a couple of times. I think tiny bows are just really, really cute. So as long as you get the bow part fairly even before you start pulling, you will have the even bow when you start pulling, and I'll show you how. You can make it really, really tiny this way. There we go. So that is cute and tiny, right? And then the way I like to do the tails to make sure they're even is I fold it in half, and I kind of hold it by the knot, which is going to make the tails even. And then if you cut, you're going to cut the side closest to you longer and the side further from you shorter, like that, okay? And then your little tails are even. And this one, they're kind of long. I think I'm going to trim it a little more. You can get, with a little practice, you can get really, really close to the end of the ribbon roll and save a lot of ribbon, not have to trim off a whole lot that way. There we go. I'm happy with that one. So now we're going to take it and we're going to glue it right on top of that wreath, because wreaths with bows. And so I like to put a nice big dollop of glue on there, and then I like to let it sit for a minute and get tacky. So we're going to do that, and then while we do that, I'm going to show you, I've got these old maroon dots which I think will, I actually have some smaller ones around here somewhere. Here they are. So these are just enamel dots. You could use glitter glue. You could use, you know, any number of things, but I'm going to make little holly berries out of that. So I'm going to stick my little bow right there, okay? And now I don't like this little stem sticking up, so I'm just going to trim that off, and I'm going to put the holly berries kind of where you see the stems. So, or any place, see that cut off kind of white. These are self-stick. Okay, and we're just going to do, let's see, one, and group them in 3 like holly berries, and you'll see it goes really, really nicely with the background paper that also has holly berries on it. Fingers a little sticky there. Let's see. These look like they might be just a wee bit different color. No, they're the same color. Okay. I have some more. It looks like some of the ones in here are a little bit lighter, but that's okay too. Yeah. Just make sure I match the colors amongst themselves. And I think that's good. They're kind of evenly spaced. There's one that's a little lighter pink, but that's okay. When this is dry, I'm going to put it on a card base, and I'm going to add a sentiment. So I've got a couple that I already did. As far as they're on card bases already. Oop. This one, my bow is trying to leave me. And then I've got some sentiments that I made a few weeks ago. Let me find one here. Okay, warmest winter wishes. We're going to put some double-sided tape on the back of that. Now, if you make your wreath a little bigger, you could actually put your sentiment in the middle of the wreath, but I'm going to put it below because I made these wreaths kind of small. And also, for a little added interest, you could pop up your sentiment if you wanted to. And there we go. That's today's card. And I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you very much.